Hey guys, welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm Ron Mackenzie Lafergie. Video games have been getting so damn beautiful. We've come a long way from Pong, and with these improved graphics, we've seen some absolutely incredible cinematics. Obviously, there are a ton of amazing cinematics out there, so I can't talk about all of them, but let's go over some of my favorites. Of course, these may and will contain spoilers from various games, so stay vigilant if you want to avoid having plots spoiled. Now, here are the top 10 mind-blowing video game cinematics. Number 10. The cinematic trailer for Wrath of the Lich King. Wrath of the Lich King was one of the most well-received expansions to World of Warcraft, and fittingly, its trailer is among the most popular. The trailer was fairly simple, yet became an instant classic. Most of it is spent watching the Lich King atop a mountain, while his father, voiced beautifully by Earl Bowen, gives a deep and rumbling speech. But when I saw the dragon take flight and the armies down below, it was pretty crazy. It was one of the best trailers I'd seen at the time, and did a great job of setting the stage for the expansion. Not as flashy as other WoW cinematics, but it really did the job. Number 9. Giving the Covenant back their bomb. This cinematic from Halo 2 is widely seen as the best in all of Halo, and for good reason. It showed off the epic Halo space battles while showcasing the personalities of the characters. This was made even better in the anniversary edition of the game, but the original one was almost as epic. It was just such a great moment for Master Chief to see him launching into space to blow up the Covenant ship all alone.
What if you miss?
I won't.
Plus, as I said, the space battle going on was pretty damn cool. Number 8. The ending of Portal 2. This one might be a surprise to some people. It's not the craziest visuals ever, but it was just so significant as a lover of Portal. The ending cinematic, after finally getting Wheatley out of the machine, was awesome for a few reasons. For one, the music was just perfection. On my annual playthrough of Portal 2, I always look forward to that song that absolutely will be stuck in my head for the next few days. But the best part of the whole thing was that we actually got to see the outside world. Finally, no more test chambers, no more Cave Johnson, no more sterile white environment. We had made it to the surface. The only problem was this also meant no more Stephen Merchant.
Oh, for God's sake, they told me that if I ever turned this flashlight on, I would die. They told me that about everything. I mean, I don't even know why they bothered giving me this stuff if they didn't want me to use it. It's pointless.
But other than that, it was pretty great. Number 7. The opening to Act 4 of Diablo 3. There's almost too much to talk about in this scene. It is insane. The cutscenes in Diablo 3 definitely saved the game for me, even if I still play more Diablo 2 nowadays. Gotta have my summoners. But this cutscene was super cool. The graphics were incredible, the character design was bad to the bone, and the Diablo reveal was insane, and the fight itself was really intense. Now, say what you will about Diablo 3, the cinematics were some of the best ever. Number 6. The ending of The Last of Us. I'll keep this vague in case somebody still doesn't know about this somehow. But if there's a spoiler in the clips, you've been warned. Like StarCraft 2, The Last of Us could probably have its own list. Not only were the graphics straight up beautiful, but the characters were deep and the storyline was super compelling.
Don't think I ever told you, but Sarah and I used to take hikes like this.
The end of this game combined these aspects beautifully, putting the main character in an insanely difficult situation. It was a totally unexpected twist, and one that sent me reeling for days. Still not sure if he did the right thing. Number 5. The Betrayal of Kerrigan. Oh man, this one was crazy. This cinematic doesn't have the best graphics or the coolest explosions or the most intense fights, but it remains one of the most impactful cinematics in recent history. Showing the moment when Kerrigan was betrayed and left to die by her people, it was just such an incredibly emotional and dramatic scene.
Boys, how about that evac?
Damn you, Arcturus. Don't do this.
It's done.
Seeing her stop and accept that there was nothing to be done was really powerful, and the music was so fitting it sent chills down my spine. Especially knowing what she would go on to become, this scene was pretty damn heartbreaking. Number 4. Big Boss returns. The conclusion to Metal Gear Solid 4 was as mind-blowing as it was long as hell. With thrills, chills, twists, and a whole whack of exposition, we saw a whole new side to Big Boss, and learned a great deal about what had been happening outside of our story. The explanation itself was pretty cool, with really creative artwork, but the moment of the salute definitely stole the show for me. Number 3. The opening to Fallout 3. This opening did an absolutely amazing job of setting the stage for the game. From the get-go, you see the cultural time period. From the song, you see the Enlist Now sign showing that there was a war. As it pans out, you begin to see the destruction. Fallout 3 was already pretty mind-blowing, with us getting one of our first good looks at the post-apocalyptic world. And even though the opening cinematic was totally simple and basically a slideshow, the simplicity really worked and gave you enough explanation to know what's going on, fun while still leaving much of the world shrouded in mystery. It may just be because I've played Fallout so much that the opening makes me nostalgic, but I think it's totally amazing. Number 2. Kronos revealed in God of War 3. Man, I said this 1,000 times in this video, but God of War 3 could have its own list for cinematics. There were a ton of really incredible cutscenes with so many enormous creatures and titans and gods. There was a lot to choose from, but I had to go with the Kronos encounter on this list. The guy's just so incredibly huge and cool looking. It is one of the largest beings I've ever seen in a game.
The murderer of Gaia enters my tomb.
And the fight itself, as well as the many cutscenes involved, are completely mind-blowing. While a lot of other points on this list are here because of their importance to the story, this one here is just for pure unadulterated awesomeness. Number 1. StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm opening cinematic. Oh man. StarCraft has a lot of epic cinematics, but the opening to Heart of the Swarm is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. I would watch the crap out of a movie like that. When you're playing the game, it's really easy to forget the scale of some of the creatures and vehicles, but seeing the enormous Ultralisk squashing the awesome looking Marines, the massive battlecruisers smashing into the ground, it's so intense. Seriously, it's all I can do to not have all StarCraft cinematics on this list. They're so good. Especially, I love you, Sarge. That's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, please smack that thumbs up button and subscribe to Top 10 Gaming for more videos. Let me know in the comments if any of these blew your mind, and share some of your favorite scenes from video games so we can all enjoy them. I know I missed a lot of great ones, but I tried to make the list as varied as possible. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie LaFergie with Top 10 Gaming. Later, gamers.